What is going on, 12s? Could our Super Bowl winning quarterback be looking at a massive payday next offseason? There is a major conversation heating up about our leader under center and whether he's truly worth a $55 million price tag moving forward. This situation could change the landscape of our entire roster. I've got all the details on why this deal is becoming the biggest topic in Seattle right now. Before we dive into this, I need your help to reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Your support is the fuel that keeps this channel the ultimate home for every Seahawks fan. The focus for the Seahawks heading toward the next offseason centers on Sam Darnold and the possibility of a long-term contract extension. Currently, the team maintains a strict internal policy of not extending deals when a player has more than 1 year remaining on their existing contract. Even after Sam Darnold played a vital role in delivering a Super Bowl title to Seattle during his first season, the team is unlikely to initiate new contract negotiations this summer. Consequently, he is expected to play through the 2026 season on the original 3-year, $100.5 million contract he signed back in March 2025. While the team is not shifting this policy, the conversation regarding his future value is already active. If Sam Darnold delivers another strong campaign this fall, analysts like ESPN's Bill Barnwell suggest he could be in line for a new deal with an average annual value ranging between $50 million and $55 million. This potential shift reflects the rapidly changing landscape of the NFL quarterback market. Currently, there are 12 quarterbacks in the league with contracts worth at least $50 million, and 7 of those earn $55 million or more annually. As noted by NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah, a ballooning salary cap suggests these numbers will only climb further in the coming years. For the Seahawks, managing the financial reality of Sam Darnold's upcoming free agency will be a defining topic. While he currently sits 15th among quarterbacks with a $33.5 million average annual value, there is a clear expectation that his market price will rise. The organization faces the reality that, despite his massive success on the field, his current compensation is significantly lower than that of his peers who hold similar records, setting the stage for major financial decisions in 2027. Go Hawks! Looking at why this matters right now, the discrepancy between Sam Darnold's production and his current salary is stark. As pointed out by Bob Stelton of Seattle Sports, the 29-year-old quarterback is effectively underpaid relative to the impact he has had on the field. Last season, Sam Darnold earned his second consecutive Pro Bowl nod, finishing 5th in the NFL with 4,048 passing yards and second in yards per pass attempt at 8.5. Even with the challenge of a league-high 20 turnovers, he demonstrated significant growth by closing the season with 4 straight turnover-free games, capped by a championship-winning performance. His effort in the NFC title game, where he threw for 346 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Los Angeles Rams, is the standard the team relies on. The importance of the situation lies in the fact that, among the 20 NFL quarterbacks who have made at least 20 starts over the last 2 seasons, Sam Darnold is one of only 3 not holding a contract worth at least $45 million annually. This makes his current deal highly favorable for the team's cap space, but unsustainable if the goal is to retain a Super Bowl winning signal caller. Dave Wyman of Seattle Sports emphasizes that while $55 million might have sounded like a high figure just a few years ago, it is becoming a standard marker in the current market. The team must decide if they are ready to pivot from their current financial structure to pay for elite production. Because he does not approach the game with an ego-driven desire to accumulate massive individual stats, he has proven to be a team-first player. However, the market does not wait for sentiment. It follows the rising salary cap. If Sam Darnold maintains his level of play, the team will have to prepare for a significant financial commitment to keep their quarterback, who is currently delivering results far beyond his current pay grade. The development of this story highlights the contrast between the Seahawks' internal policy and the external pressures of the NFL quarterback market. Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton have both voiced their perspective that Sam Darnold is worth the projected $50 million to $55 million price tag. This debate is framed by the reality that there is a notable gap between Sam Darnold's $33.5 million average annual value and the figures commanded by quarterbacks like Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson, who sit just above him on the league's pay scale. Even though some observers argue that he needs to prove his consistency over another year before the team makes such a massive investment, the trajectory of the market suggests that waiting could actually increase the cost. As the salary cap continues to grow, $55 million may soon be viewed as a baseline rather than a premium number. The team is in a position where the player is already a proven winner, having led the franchise to a Super Bowl victory, yet he remains among the most affordable starters in the league. This dynamic creates a ticking clock. If he replicates his previous success, which included a 67.7% completion rate, the market will dictate that he is worth the top-tier money he is currently missing out on. The Seahawks must determine if they are prepared to make that leap. While the current 2026 season will unfold with Sam Darnold on his existing deal, every snap he takes adds to the evidence that his next contract will be a major financial milestone for the franchise. The focus remains on whether his performance in the upcoming months will solidify his status as a $55 million a year quarterback, forcing the team to reconcile their conservative contract policy with the aggressive realities of the modern league. When considering the future, the primary obstacle is the organization's firm refusal to extend contracts when a player has more than a year left. This policy is the reason Sam Darnold remains on his current 3-year, $100.5 million deal despite his championship success. This means that throughout the 2026 season, the team will effectively be playing with a bargain-priced starter while the rest of the league sees the contract values for quarterbacks continue to soar. The narrative is not just about the money, but about the value of the position in the current NFL climate. Analysts have noted that Sam Darnold's approach is perfectly suited for winning. He avoids the urge to force plays, and instead focuses on what helps the team secure victories. This is why, despite the 14 interceptions he threw last year, 4 of which occurred in a single game, the consensus among those close to the team is that his value has never been higher. He has transformed himself into a dependable leader. However, the organization must be ready for the reality that when the next offseason arrives, the negotiations will start from a position of strength for the quarterback. He has proven his ability to perform in high-pressure games, specifically the NFC title game and the Super Bowl. The discussion surrounding his potential $55 million extension is a natural byproduct of his evolution from a promising talent to a franchise leader. While it is standard practice for teams to be cautious, the performance of Sam Darnold makes the argument for a substantial raise nearly impossible to ignore. As the 2026 season progresses, all eyes will be on whether he can continue to protect the football and maintain the high-level efficiency that brought the team its most recent title, further validating the inevitable financial conversation that will take place once the season concludes. The upcoming months will provide the definitive answer to the question of Sam Darnold's future in Seattle. The current expectation is that he will focus entirely on his role during the 2026 season, rather than worrying about contract negotiations that the team has already sidelined due to their policy. This allows both the organization and the quarterback to remain focused on the immediate goal of winning games. However, the background noise regarding his potential market value will persist. With the average annual value of top-tier quarterbacks continuing to rise, the $55 million figure discussed by experts is becoming increasingly realistic for someone with his resume. The team knows exactly what they have in Sam Darnold, a leader who has already won a Super Bowl and produced a 4,000-yard passing season. Whether the organization will decide to move away from their usual stance and offer an extension early, or wait until the end of the 2026 season to begin the bidding, remains the primary mystery. Regardless of the timing, the financial investment in the position is likely to reach a new high. The narrative of his career has shifted from proving his viability as a starter to establishing his worth as one of the elite earners in the sport. If he plays with the same efficiency he showed in the second half of last season, the decision for the front office will be simplified: pay the price or risk losing the core of the team's current success. As the season nears, the fan base and the media alike will continue to weigh his production against the rapidly shifting salary cap. For now, the focus is on the field, but the looming financial decision is the most significant storyline hanging over the Seahawks' long-term future.